Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me on A Sister's Trust. How are you guys feeling today? As I was sitting here thinking about what do I want to talk about for today? I was thinking about, are we setting ourselves up for failure or success? What is our mindset today? It's a lot of things going on, and I really don't believe we set ourselves up for failure. But I think sometimes when we don't plan or we don't start our day off positive or thinking positive, sometimes it equates to failure. God don't want our minds to be all bogged down. We don't have to put our blinders on what's going on in the world, but we don't have to be a part of the world either, right? We can make our own success. These are choices that we can make. And as I was thinking about it, when we let our mind ponder on sometimes negativity, it takes us down this deep, long road. And sometimes that's exactly what it is. It's in our minds. We start to think about people thinking things about us, or we feel a certain way. And when we don't also talk to other people and have people in our lives, we got this long train of bad thinking, right? And it leads to sin. Because a lot of times, we need to get things that need to get it clear or refresh things that's in our heart. Sometimes we need to just refresh and reboot. That could be a topic by itself. I'm going to write that down. Refresh and reboot for the future. But anyway, I was thinking about what scriptures do we need to talk about. So, what, let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 6, 5, and 6 and see what's going on. Actually, let me back up. Let's go to Psalms chapter 56, verses 3, and see what that's talking about. And in fact, I'm going to go back a little bit further, because I want us to be successful. So we're going to go to Psalms 56. I'm going to go ahead and read 1 through 7. And it says, "Be merciful to me, my God, for my enemies are in hot pursuit. All day long they press their attack. My adversaries pursue me all day long. In their pride, many are attacking me. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you." When I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. "In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust, and I am not afraid. What can a mere mortal do to me? All day long they twist my words. All their schemes are for my ruin. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, hoping to take my life because of their wickedness. Do not let them escape. In your anger, God, bring the nations down." As I was reading that, I just thought about one of my customers. It's bad to have things bothering your mind, and it just came to me about her. She's a really good customer and everything, but really sometimes I think about, oh my goodness, when I hear the phone ring, it's one of those calls where it's like, do you want to answer that because it's gonna be a lot of something. She always feel like people are, listening to her on the phone, or putting things in her car when her back is turned, and it's a lot of things there. So I'll have to work with her on that. But anyway, are we letting things ramble around in our mind that we think people are out after us all the time? We don't know why we're all confined to the house right now, but maybe it's to pray more. We need to really pray. I heard those words about trusting God, but this is like a mind too that's in turmoil, thinking about what could be happening by other people. And sometimes unless you talk to those people personally, you really don't know. And sometimes that stuff could be true. But don't let it defeat you, is the word I'm trying to say. Don't let your mind defeat you. Sometimes your mind could be your worst enemy. It keeps you locked in instead of asking the questions that you need to ask. Maybe it's something that you need to get resolved with the people that you feel that is after you for whatever reason. But if you go back to trusting God and praying, then you could kick those things off your arms or whatever, off your past, dust your feet off or whatever they call it, and don't let it bog you down. Don't let Satan win, okay? And so that is a part of when you make a new mind, which is a changed mind, you refresh, right? But I don't want to leave you in turmoil. Let's get some good news. So I'm going to look at Deuteronomy chapter 6. Let's see if I can get there. So I was thinking, like, what is bogging us down? But we don't have to stay there, right? That's the good news of God. And I'm looking at chapter 6, and I'm going to read verses 5 and 6. It says in verse 5 and 6 in Deuteronomy 6, 5 and 6, it says, these commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Go back up a little before. It says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. There's really no room for both, right? So, we started off the day or the evening or the week in the other mode. But in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 5 and 6, God gave us a command that we need to focus on loving him with all our hearts and our strength. So if we spend more time loving God with all of those things, we don't have time for the others, right? We don't have time for Satan to be telling us all kind of lies in our mind that people are thinking different things or things are going on out there in the world. Spend this time of being confined or quarantined or whatever is going on in your life to really focus on God. Read some scriptures more. This is the best time to build our relationship with God. Don't let Satan steal it away, because eventually we will be free again if you make it. Hopefully you will make it, right? Let's stay positive, Angela Dickens. But anyway, so when we do make it, we want to build some better strength and knowledge about who God is. Spending this time not to think about what other people are doing, but I hope you also are encouraging people. So as you learn more about the scriptures, you can take time to share those scriptures with your friends. And, by telling them, hey, this is what I read today, and this is what I got out of it. This is how I was feeling, but this is how I turned around. I refreshed and I reboot. So that's going to be the title, I think, of this message, Fresh and Reboot. Because those things also takes action. Those things take a different mindset, and it takes a person who wants to have a changed mind. So I'm not going to hold you guys long, but I want you to think about that. Don't let nothing steal your joy. Take it back. If you start off it was stolen, pray about it. You didn't get it right, pray about it again. If you feel like it still ain't strong and right, pray about it again, right? You can always pray any time of the day. That's your victory to have. And you control that. Let nobody steal your joy or take away your peace. It's up to you, and it's what you want to be devoted to God. All right, love you all. And thank you again for joining me on A Sister's Trust. Please subscribe to my station. Give me some topics and things to talk about, and share me with your friends. Push that like button, and then you would know the next time we have some scriptures or whatever's going on. Hope to have a few more women's shows coming up. And who knows, maybe you could be a part of that. All right, love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. And peace, joy, and love.